Do you think there was something from your experiences that that supported it? I'm going to get more into this later on, but I'm just wondering if you've connected the dots on that at all.
As far as,
Qigong.
at the time, I didn't make any kind of connection to how I was going to be okay. I just knew I was going to be okay. I there was no plan at that point. It wasn't like, okay, now I'm injured, I'm going to get better, I'm going to do the qigong, I'm going to do that. There was none of that. It was just a knowing that I was going to be okay. I didn't know how.
Okay, so let's move on then to the actual recovery process. I know you briefly touched on it last week, but I think it was kind of superficial, and I believe that there is some value in going over that recovery process because you went through a lot of different trial and errors, and it's my belief that because you went through those trial and errors, you were able to develop a process that healed yourself and can help heal others. So can you just take us through in a little bit more detail than we went in last week, what you went through, and more from the point, you can briefly cover what the first few years were like, but I'm more interested in once you started moving again, what that looked like.
Okay. So last week I talked about how I was really excited to go to physical therapy after the hospital, thinking that physical therapy would be where I would start to recover. And then, as I said, I found out right away after going there that that was not their goal. They knew I couldn't recover. They told me I couldn't recover. They told me I was in denial. And so physical therapy didn't work. I talked about what I learned in the Chinese temple when I was a youngster. And that's when I turned, to that old school. I got in touch with the monks, told them what happened to me. I got a message back that I could use Qigong. I sent a message back that I couldn't move, and they sent me a message back with a list of things that I had to do, like to get into a hot tub, make the temperature 98.6. Imagine I was doing Qigong, use my visualization, use my breathing. So they gave me the roadmap, they gave me the instructions. Now I was on my own. I had already quit physical therapy. I was ostracized from my doctors. I was ostracized from therapists because I refused to say I was going to be paralyzed. The more I talked about this out-of-body experience, the crazier they thought I was, the more medications they had tried to give me. So when I started on my own, I had to really focus on what I had learned in the temple, what I had seen in the temple, and what I had realized from the temple, that none of these healings were spontaneous. They weren't miracles like, well, I had a miracle and one day I was paralyzed, the next day I was okay. I had a lot of miracles, but the miracle was that I worked